Thanks for coming out to our I don't want to say second annual, I guess our second 4 year, what do you call that? 4 year. Anyway, we did this 4 years ago. We didn't get quite this many people then, so this is awesome. Obviously, because of the great candidates we have, there's lots and lots of real interest in politics in Port Coquitlam, so that's fantastic to see. Unfortunately, we don't have a microphone today, so it's going to make it fun to see who's got the best pipes and all the candidates. And also, we're just going to have to be really quiet. Yeah, a little quiet. So the way we're going to do tonight is we're going to start out with the 4 mayor candidates. We will randomly draw them from our little basket here, the order. Then we will do the council candidates, and then we'll save the best for last, the school trustee candidates. So hopefully we can get, everybody's got 1 minute to speak. Our timer there is lovely Pippa, and she has a bell that she will throw at them if they go over. And Linda also has the rubber chicken she will beat them with. So hopefully we won't have too many severely damaged politicians at the end of the night. So they all have a minute, and then after you've heard them all speak, you can then buttonhole them one-on-one and ask your questions. One other thing, I run a small blog called PoCo Today. It's just literally www.poco today, and if you go there on the home page, I put up a little form and where you can ask a question, and I will forward it to whoever you decide it goes to, whether it goes to mayor candidates, council candidates, or school trustees, and then it's up to them if they want to answer. If they answer, I will then put the answers up. So for example, the Coquitlam Teachers Association has already done that for the 6 trustees. So it's something any of you can do, or an organization that you're with if you want organizational answers. So hopefully that will make the process a little efficient. I will also offer the community blog so that if any of the politicians want to post anything there that they can share with everybody, they're welcome to do that. All they have to do is email me their content or pictures and stuff, and we will put that up for them too. So without further ado, let's do a... the birds are chirping. Do we have a hunter? Do we have any hunters here?
I'll have to make my way back there with my remote control. The first speaker is Brad West.
There you go. Lucky you. Right.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming here tonight. The fact that we have so many people in this room tells us that democracy is alive and well in Port Coquitlam. I want to thank the PoCo Heritage Society for providing this opportunity for all of us candidates. Thank my other candidates for putting their name forward. It's not an easy thing to do, but it is the very essence of our democracy. For 10 years, I've had the privilege of serving our community as a city councillor. Port Coquitlam is my hometown. I've lived here my whole life, and I love this community. During my time on council, I've been a strong voice for your concerns, bringing forward issues and common sense solutions to move our community forward. Our council's worked really hard to invest in services that people in this community depend on, and do it in a way that's fiscally responsible, that eases the financial burden on families who are faced with so many challenges in this day and age. If I'm elected mayor, I pledge to work together with council to continue to move our community forward, to build upon our strengths, and there are many in Port Coquitlam, take action on the issues and challenges we face, and thank you very much. Patrick
Alambets.
Heritage is not what you save from the past, but what you give to the future. What do you give to the future if you support the current city council? For example, the late Sylvia Osborne. She and her husband, Peter, owned 4 adjacent lots on Raleigh Avenue for which they paid substantial taxes. What did she receive for her taxes? A diagnosed paranoid. She was prohibited from attending city council meetings. The prohibition was to last for a year. It was extended for a decade. She often mentioned how she was shamed by this. Even when she became too feeble to leave her home, she was still pilloried for behavior she could not control. They only removed the notice of prohibition upon her death. If you want this to be your heritage.
Thank you very much. Mayor candidate is Robin Smith.
Hi folks, my name is Robin Smith. I'm 58 years old and married with 3 kids. I'm a volunteer at St. Paul's Advocacy in the West End. While it may be logical to start as a councillor to learn the ropes, I want to do things which in my opinion it must be the mayor who initiates. The first thing I will try to do is stop that $48,000 transition allowance for the outgoing mayor, and if that fails, stop it from ever happening again. The second is to cancel the raise council gave themselves to offset the new tax. Thirdly, there will be a charge to the school board of $1,000 to $1,500 for every international student. Lastly, to help the housing crisis we find ourselves in, only Canadian residents will be able to buy in Port Coquitlam. Foreign owners will find a tax on their properties and a hefty increase on their utility bill. Now, if all goes well, it will mean a decrease on Canadian residents' utility bills. It will be set up much like the grants on the property tax statements. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Can I ask the mayor?
And is Darrel Penner still here?
Yeah, he's out there.
Yes.
Who?
Darrel Penner?
Better? Nice like here or off to the side? He's over here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Darrel Penner. I have had the pleasure of representing you for the last 19 years on council. It has certainly been a thrill and an honor, and I thank for all of you that are here that have supported me over the years. Again, so I got 1 minute or less than a minute to dazzle all of you. So, over the course of the last 19 years, we have had consistently one of the lower tax rates in all of Metro Vancouver. We pay a lot of money in taxes, but comparatively to other communities, we've done very well. Just recently, the Fraser Institute and the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, that usually always slam us, actually came out and said that Port Coquitlam, the way that they handle their finances, all the municipalities should take note of that. So taxes are not the only thing that make a community up, but it's part of it. So, and that's it. So I hope you guys support me in the next election. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Jami Watson.
Jami Watson.
Hi everyone, I'm Jami Watson. I'm
Loud,
very...
please. Loud.
Oh, can I speak up? Okay, thank you. I'm Jami Watson. I'm very happy to be here, but also very nervous, so I'm going to go with my notes here. As a mother and a community member, I am profoundly distressed by the events that are taking place across the world. In the struggle to find ways to resolve these worries, I recognize the opportunity to make a difference by running for Port Coquitlam City Council. The platforms I am driven to pursue are the environment. Without it, there's no us. It's as simple as that. Mental health. It's easier to break an arm than fix a broken mind. Housing. As a single mom, I can't afford to rent or buy in my own city. Local innovation, which in my opinion plays a huge part in fixing all the other platforms. It is my goal and prerogative to contribute my time in continuing to make Port Coquitlam a healthy, accessible, and safe community.
Don Becker. She's here. We have a match order.
We're all hiding out there. Thank you, good evening.
Loud?
Yeah, good. People in the back can't hear you.
I can project. I am Dawn Becker, and I am standing for Port Coquitlam. Recently, as board president and chair, I served thousands of members with commitment, focus, and strong leadership. I sought win-win outcomes and looked for ways to enhance products and services while being fiscally responsible. As an independent elected councillor, I would be representative of the overall best interests of this community. I would ensure the views, concerns, and interests of all groups are given due consideration. I would be an advocate for our community, and I believe in a balanced approach and a broad perspective. I am Dawn Becker, a proven leader, and I am standing for Port Coquitlam.
Laura DuPont.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, everybody, for this evening. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Laura DuPont. For 4 years, I have been working hard for an affordable and sustainable Port Coquitlam. I care about having a healthy community for the future. I think we have a lot of potential to protect green infrastructure and to make sure that we save lots of money in the future by retaining our tree canopies. I support our youth and seniors to remain socially engaged, and I am working towards a very livable community. I appreciate your support on October 20th. Vote for Laura DuPont. Thank you.
Priscilla Omulo.
Hello, my name is Priscilla Omulo, and I'm a Sartlip First Nation from Victoria, BC. I would like to start by acknowledging that we're on Coquitlam territory, and I would just like to thank you all for being here this evening. I recognize this is a very important election because we are looking at not only what the city can continue doing really well, but what we can bring to the table to actually really talk about housing and transportation and bringing jobs to Port Coquitlam and things that we can do to be able to bring us together as a community on a day-to-day basis. A few things I'm really passionate about are arts. I believe that arts brings people together. I would like to see us invest as much as we can in being able to bring the community together on all different cultures. What else? I would also like to let you know that I did bring some Moose Hide campaign materials, as today is the day for the National Indigenous Murdered and Missing Women's Inquiry. And thank you.
All right, Carolyn Stewart.
Darrel Stewart.
Sorry, I'll just dodge you.
Okay, your minutes right now.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Stewart. I'm running for your city council. I've worked in healthcare for 29 years, and I've lived in PoCo for 21 years. I'm a firm supporter in the environment, in trying to maintain our green space and our parks and stuff. How do you say? I've raised 3 children here, and I want to see more in sports and supporting the sports, local sports, and their parks, and maybe even looking at national competitions for some of the athletes that we have here. I'd love to see that grow. I'm a musician. I've been a worship leader for 9 years at Open Door Church, and I really encourage the arts and music, and I'd like to see maybe even a festival in PoCo. I'd like to have us known more for some things that bring out the community. I think we have great things that have been going on. I know the city has done a wonderful job upgrading, bike paths and just when you start getting going.
Darin Nielsen.
My voice is just a little bit horsey, but Darin Nielsen running for City Council. Over the last 6 months, I've reached out to many residents and just wanted to listen and learn about the issues that concern them here in Port Coquitlam. A lot of the issues that they've talked about are keeping our taxes low, enhancing our youth recreational amenities, transportation congestion, and revitalizing the downtown. But the number one issue I've heard is community safety. And that's my number one priority, and that includes the installation of pedestrian crosswalk signs with the flashing lights to alert drivers to make it safer, the repainting of the lines on our roads more often to make it more visible, especially in the rain, and adding more sidewalks. I must say that I see them being put in here, but it, again, has to be more done. So that's the number one issues that I'm looking at. There's other ones we can discuss, but
Glenn Pollock.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
I'll chip over to Martin here.
Start there.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to the Heritage Society and for putting this on. I've been honored to serve on council for 3 terms, and I've just loved every minute of it. I want to thank Michael Wright and Mike Forrest and all the rest of the councillors that are here today that I've served with for the last 3 terms. It's been a pleasure. They've all been, I consider them all friends. It's been a pleasure to deal with them. I think we've got the city finances well under control. I think that's important, and we've done that. I want to now move forward and concentrate on things that I have been concentrating on. Affordable housing. I've been the catalyst for a building that's going in on Flint and Prairie. It's gone through first and second reading, and it's public input Tuesday night next week for that. And it's going to be fantastic. It's 83 units of subsidized housing with women-headed leases. It's going to have a doctor's office and a daycare on the bottom floor. Another thing that I'm interested in is getting more general practitioners for the area, and that's that we're going to have a doctor's office in that building. It's going to be fantastic. There's going to be a regional attachment to get a GP in that building. Is that it, or is that?
It's up there, Richard.
Lots of other priorities.
Just remember, you'll have lots of time at the end to ask everybody their stuff. Okay.
It's working. Good night. Hang on.
Yep.
All right. Steve Darling. And don't trip over Martin now.
Oh, okay. Martin. That's a big room. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I'm Steve Darling. I'm running for council here in Port Coquitlam. Been a resident here in Port Coquitlam for over 10 years now, and I'm raising my kids here. And I'm super excited about what I think PoCo is on its way to becoming, which is a city with such great small town charm, yet with big ideas. And I think that holds true with what I want to do in the downtown core. I've been there on Friday and Saturday nights, and there's nobody there. There's nobody walking around there. I want to bring that passion and energy back to Port Coquitlam, and especially in the downtown core. There's some great businesses that are there that need supporting, and we also want to attract some new businesses as well. So to me, the biggest thing I want to accomplish over the 4 years is trying to revitalize what we have in downtown, revitalize what we're doing on our sports field as well with Gates Park. We've got a great rec center that's going to be here, and we want to make sure that we have the other 3 jewels in downtown Port Coquitlam to shine. So that's what I'm going to be hoping for over the next 4 years. And it's a big challenge. There's a lot of things to do. As one person said to me, you
don't want to mess with the women here.
I'll have to talk to you later to find out what that person said.
That was intriguing. Tommy Raguero.
Timer start when I start talking. I'll keep it short and sweet because everyone's getting cut off over here. Been a resident since 2009. Got 3 focuses here. Youth development is one of them. I think we need to focus on basically nurturing and developing the youth, whether it be through sport, arts, or academics. I need to do a little bit of a better job doing that. Number 2, small businesses. We can't be capping microbreweries at 25 seats. In my opinion, you're basically stunting the growth before it starts. The downtown core, I lived 8 years by Sam's Pub there. You know, it's a ghost town by 8 p.m. or 8:30. this is the focal point of our city. Lastly, I think PoCo needs to do a better job in terms of celebrating what PoCo is today. We are very multicultural, multi-diverse now. We do have events that are our heritage, and they'll continue to be that, and we'll continue to throw those. But I think, things like festivals of like Filipino Independence Day, Diwali, or food truck festivals, Rib Fest, something. We have the facilities, the venues to do so we should be able to do that.
There's Erhan. Oh, there you are. Erhan, how do you say your last name? Demirkaya. Demirkaya. Oh, yes.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you very much for hosting this event. My name is Erhan Demirkaya. For the past 15 years, my family and I, we've been living in Port Coquitlam. We are proud to call home, and I love this community. And I have been volunteering in youth communications and youth sports last over 12 years. I'm a former wrestler, and I also have an engineering degree. I've been active politics since 2004, and I'm currently vice chair of Federal Liberal Party Coquitlam Port Coquitlam Electoral Riding Association. And Port Coquitlam can do better on a lot of things. Advocate the seniors and serving the youth better, and a lot of things. First of all, community safety will be my first priority. In October 20th, I'm asking your support, and if I'm elected city councillor, I'll make sure your tax dollar will spend wisely.
You broke the bell. You broke the bell.
Michael Forrest.
Your choice.
Hello, my name is Mike Forrest. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good. My wife Karen and I are third generation Port Coquitlam family. Port Coquitlam is small town charm, big town community spirit and energy. New community center complex will be the largest public facility ever built in Port Coquitlam. We must be diligent about delivery on time and on budget. There are always more demands for projects and services than there are dollars to pay for them. But with your continued support, I will be proud to be part of the coming council to deliver chosen projects and services in a fiscally responsible manner within our means. I believe in open governance. We will not always agree. There must be civil discourse so that divergent voices can be heard. Friends, vote for those who have demonstrated community leadership and a sense of pride in this vibrant place we call home. Community spirit, vote Mike Forrest.
And we save on electricity too.
Okay. Robert Delagiroday.
You can use the mic if you want. It's up to you.
That's quite all right. Good evening. My name is Robert Delagiroday. Most of you won't know this, but for the last 2 decades or so, I have already been working for you. I've been working at the provincial level as an auditor, as a resolution officer, as an investigator, as someone who has written and implemented policies and procedures for the entire province that have benefited particularly people at risk and people with cognitive disabilities. I believe that the City of Port Coquitlam deserves to have qualified, experienced public servants who know how government works and who know how to keep government accountable and transparent and productive and consistent at the helm. I will work with local businesses and foster new businesses to ensure that we become a productive, varied, and prosperous community. I will work with local developers to ensure that any future expansion or densification is responsible to our environment, our green spaces. Thanks.
Right, Vince Donnelly.
Hi everybody, my name is Vin Donnelly. Great to see everybody out for such an important meeting. I'm just a regular guy like everybody else, hardworking. This is my city. I want to try and tackle some of the speed issues we have in our local communities, especially on the side roads. Have a look at our recycling program. I think we can do a lot better than we have, especially with the glass not being included. Urban growth and congestion in the city is always a big issue that I'd like to have a look at as well. I'm also interested in like I said, where sports is a big part of the community. It brings dollars in if we can host some tournaments. We're great with the third hockey rink in, but if we can get a third turf field, then we can bring in some football tournaments, some soccer tournaments, some field lacrosse tournaments, and that's always good on the economy of Port Coquitlam. And then, like I said, I was inspired by my cousin who's Finn Donnelly. No, thank you.
It's upside down. Justin Travis.
You can use the mic if you like.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Everyone hear me? Well, I'm Justin Travis. I want to thank you all for coming out here. I've been a PoCo resident for my entire life, and I definitely want to bring a fresh new voice to City Council. I've been wanting to make a difference in the community for a very long time. I want to focus on several different things on my campaign. I want to focus on mainly affordability, keeping our housing affordable for both people that live here and people that want to come. I want to also focus on transit and traffic so we can keep our roads fast and hopefully entice more people to take some buses. And thirdly, I want to focus on keeping PoCo a livable city. So that means I want to make sure we have not just revitalized the downtown, but also other areas that the public uses, like parks and trails. I want to make sure that PoCo State keeps its small town charm, even though we are a densifying area. I want to make sure we are all happy to live in PoCo and proud to be PoCo people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nancy Mccurrach. Okay.
Good evening, my name is Nancy Mccurrach, and I've attended council meetings for 8 years. In 2014, I visited 5,200 doorsteps. So far this time, I visited 4,200. And I'm listening to what the people have to say. They're upset about the recent remuneration vote. They're thrilled about the Blackburn Lagoons. And they want to see more than one woman on City Council. My platform deals with affordable housing, creating more traffic calming measures, more crosswalks, banning plastic straws and styrofoam containers, and advocating for the opening of Riverview Hospital again, as well as advocating for reopening or keeping a space for the seniors in the new rec center. And also watching out for our businesses, growing local businesses, and keeping our taxes fair. I was very honored in 2017.
Ooh, 3 left. It's getting exciting.
Shakeel Gaya.
Microphone if you want it.
Hi everybody, my name is Shakeel Gaya. I've been in Canada for the last 22 years, and in these 22 years I've had the opportunity of traveling across BC and living all the way from Maple Ridge to North Vancouver. Why am I running for this election? I'm living in PoCo, I like what I see, my son is here, my grandchildren are here, but I'm joining the race because I feel this place can definitely be much better. With sustainable development, where without compromising on the environment, we have better town planning, specific high-density areas which are not going to compromise the existing residential areas. They will bring more people. They will give us an easier access to transit, like has happened in Coquitlam and Port Moody. We bring the people here. They will come. The transit will come. Ease of the congestion from our roads, reduce the pollution. It's going to improve the quality of life. And with the increase in population, it's going to be beneficial for the city with more revenues. That's how we can provide more services. That's how we cannot provide services out of the air. We have to have the resources. Thank you very much.
Okay, and last but not least, David
Blaber.
Blaber?
Blaber.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Right. Microphone if you want it.
If everyone can hear me, I'll start. Hi, my name is David Blaber, and I'm seeking election for Port Coquitlam City Council. I'm passionate about running for City Council because I strongly believe everyone has the right to their basic needs for living, and that having these needs met allows the people of our community to flourish along with our city. I believe we need to treat everyone as if they live right next door, and look out for our neighbors no matter what. My vision includes having affordable housing and rent as the foundation for a healthier and diverse community. It also involves having options for affordable childcare and caregiver relief. Workers should have access to wages to support a balanced life. As well, people having access to resources like training and tools goes hand in hand with this vision. City Council is a position that needs to be treated as a full-time job, and I intend on being there for you as if it is, because that's what your neighbors do. They're there for one another. A vote for me is a vote for your neighbor. David Blaber.
Okay, 6 more to go, folks.
Edward Brown.
I came to Coquitlam in 1992. I raised my children here. They attended Mary Hill, they attended Pitt River and Riverside. Unfortunately, my house caught on fire in the summer. That's why my address is showing as Coquitlam. So tell your friends I am a PoCo, but because of the fire, my house is listed as Coquitlam. All students should feel safe and accepted in our schools. All families deserve a fair and fully funded public education system. Vote for Edward Bram as your school trustee in Port Coquitlam. I attended every school board and budget meeting for the last 4 years and asked for more psych ed evaluations, appealed for more education assistance, fought for the music and arts programs that have all but disappeared. Don't even get me started on the mental health crisis or the lack of childcare. We need to work with the community for more solutions. As a former teacher,
Should we maybe try it down? Okay, what do we got here? It's all this modern, newfangled technology.
Andrea Howorth.
Sorry, who? And the mic's there if you want it or not.
It helps. Yeah. Might turn it. Is it turned on?
I think so. There's a switch.
There's a switch.
Good evening.
There we go.
Good evening. I am a mom, a wife, a volunteer, a community leader, and a businesswoman. I am proud to be raising my family here in Port Coquitlam in the community that I grew up in and attended school, kindergarten to grade 12. I have 2 children, ages 10 and 12. This has allowed me to be active in the schools at the school level, there for hot lunch, there for our fundraising programs, and be a PAC member for 7 years. I've also worked in daycare, and I understand the needs and concerns of parents and teachers. I'm the executive director for I Am Someone Ending Bullying Society, started here in Port Coquitlam. I'm a Tri-City Chamber of Commerce member and an active parent. Once elected, my goal is to advocate for appropriate funding, appropriate staff, appropriate EAs, provide an inclusive school environment for all students, including those with diverse learning needs, have conversations with our local government and our business community to ensure there's proper funding at the school level, and lobby for more daycare.
What's your name? Andrea Howorth.
I have to cut that part out of my speech, otherwise I'm Andrea Howorth, and my cards are on the table. Thank you.
Bruce Richardson.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Bruce Richardson, and I'm running for school trustee in Port Coquitlam. I'm a 25-year resident of PoCo, and I have worked for the school board for 23 years before my retirement 2.5 years ago. In that time, I spent a lot of time working with my union, working with the district, attending board meetings and all committee meetings around safety, etc. I know what this district needs. We need more attention to EAs. We need to make EAs permanent. employees and not casual, so that they will help to retain and attract more EAs. And I'm also in support of SOGI. I think inclusion and understanding is an important part of any progressive society. So on October 20th, please vote Bruce Richardson, trustee. Thank you.
Christine Pollock.
Hi, I'm Christine. I have just recently, just a year ago, retired after a 30-year career working in School District 43 as an education assistant. I worked at the elementary, the middle school, and the high school level. For the last 10 years, I worked with Learning Services as part of the inclusion support team, supporting students with severe behavior challenges, both in the classroom and through outreach. I'm a mom. I have 3 boys who all grew up and went to school here in PoCo. I've lived here over 35 years myself, and I'm proud to be from Port Coquitlam and proud to be, hopefully, be able to serve our community. So yes, on October 20th, I would really appreciate your vote, and also to say also I'm in a huge favor of the SOGI curriculum. I think every child deserves a safe and a comfortable place to grow up and to learn. And also, it could only serve to make better schools and a better world. Thank you.
Melanie Young.
So hello, my name's Melanie Young, and I'm also running for trustee in School District 43, and I'm actually quite honored to be running with all these people. They're great. So I have been an educator, a teacher educator, and an educational work researcher over the last 30 years or so, a little bit more. And so clearly I have a great commitment to education. For me, schools have to be safe, have to be inclusive, and have to be focused in the classroom. And so I would look at decision making at the board level to always be focused in that area. Budgets are finite. However, we can have priorities in our decision making. So for me, I would do things like, for example, not vote in favor of a $32 million new administration building. And I would also advocate for a lower pay for trustees, because we're the highest paid trustees in the province, and I don't think that's right. So please, if you agree, vote for me.
And I guess we're all done, eh? Nope. Okay, we have one left, and that is Michael Thomas. Do you want Mike?
I could probably survive without it, but for everyone else. Hello, my name is Michael Thomas, and I'm seeking re-election as PoCo School Trustee. Since being elected in 2014 and now as Vice Chair, I've worked hard for our students and our community. I've helped bring stability to the district, allowing us to support all students, especially our most vulnerable. We now have more teachers and educational assistants than ever before. We've created new learning opportunities and given students the cutting-edge tools they need to prosper in the 21st century. Our kids deserve a fair and balanced school board that reflects the needs and priorities of today's families. As a parent of 3 current students and active community member from PoCo, I'm committed to always putting students first. My top priority over the next term is to continue to move seismic safety projects forward, because our kids deserve safe and inclusive schools. We also need to continue to restore and enhance student supports, like our new mental health coordinator, to ensure that every student has their best learning opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, so that's basically it for the formal part of the program. You're welcome to stay here, I guess, till the janitors kick us out. So please, connect with the candidates that you're interested in. You want to find out more. You want to explore stuff. That's the real purpose of this.